Yo,
All right. Well, we made a big mistake. We decided to not figure or not look up where the game was going to be played at. So, what do we do? About 35 minutes where the Packers were hosting this game, even though this is a home game at Ford Field.
yeah, primetime television Thursday night home fucking football game, but we really talked up the weather conditions and the home crowd factor, if you will. So got on here to eat a little bit of crow and say sorry.
Yeah, it was nice that we had a couple of our fellow listeners call us out, and I got a message from Chuck saying, "I'm screaming at you guys right now through my phone, listening that you know halfway through you got the game location wrong," and we already knew that. I appreciate you being honest, calling us out, but
Yeah, I was driving into work yesterday morning, I guess. And 97.1 was giving away tickets to the game. And I went as far as to think, man, that's weird that they're giving away tickets today for a game in Green Bay tomorrow. And then I started thinking, and I'm like, holy shit, we beat them already in Lambeau. And then the text
yeah.
started, rolling in, and I'm like, all right, well, nothing we can do about it now.
Well, to be fair, I feel like we've played them. It's always been ending the season in Lambeau. At least I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I
shows
mean,
how prepared we are.
I remember previous episodes saying like, hey, at least we're going in. Beginning of December, not end of December. We've talked about this game for a while being in potential adverse weather, the cold conditions. We knew they were on the road. We just had a collective brain fart.
Yeah, somehow we just envisioned the roof blowing off at Ford Field or the heat not working. I'm not really
All
sure,
the
but
seats turning green and all the fans turning real douchey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so we're at home, Hitch. I mean, this it doesn't change the fact that this is a division rivalry game, but it does change the fact that the ability to run the ball indoors is a lot easier than running it outdoors. Excuse me. The ability to have your, we'll call it third string, fourth string defensive replacements start, right? So you've
Yep.
got, I mean, these guys are professional football players, right? Everybody, Quan Alexander, Jamal Adams, there's a
They,
couple more defensive linemen that there's like
the,
almost an entire list of people we just signed.
and they're all suiting up tonight, man. I just had to pull my car out of the driveway for my wife, and I heard them say on the radio they are all active today.
So what a better place than Ford Field to feel like a welcome home to being a Lion. I mean, there's no secret right now in the NFL that this fan base is empowering. These are professional football players that are coming here in a really good situation, right? They're not
Yeah.
coming into a Jaguars team where they're playing for absolutely nothing and they're just playing for money. I mean, these guys are seriously playing for something big. This is an 11-1 team that, if they win tonight, locks up a division.
I'll be real curious to hear too what Adams, if he'll be on the sideline. I hope he gets some snaps. It'll be interesting to see what his snap count is and if they use him, how they're using him. But I'll be real interested to hear what he has to say about the environment, right? Because don't forget he was a Seahawk. He
Yeah.
he was there when they were registering on the Richter scale. He was part of the Legion of Boom or Doom or whatever. So let's see what he has to say about the environment. We can't forget about what Branch was telling Terrion Arnold about how this is louder than Bama, this is louder than Texas, this place is insane. And it's home and it's prime time, so it should be insane.
Well, you said it. You said that I think a couple episodes back you referenced the Legion of Boom and how kind of like we're the 12th man now and that we're kind of taking on that identity of Seattle's defense and Seattle's team and Seattle's stadium and playing in Seattle.
Just the loud environment,
Yeah, and we saw what that team was able to do. I mean, it was a nice little run that they had there for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, they were a good team.
Really good team. So, watching this, some pregame comments, I feel like they're really trying hard to do the negative focus on the defense right now, which I can understand. But one of the analysts made a comment and said, "Hey, let's remember that outside of Taylor Decker, the whole offense is fine, right? And the whole secondary that's been dynamic is healthy, and the pass rush that you just traded for is extremely healthy."
So is Carlton Davis a full go tonight?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
We'll see.
No, I think there's 13 players out.
The Packers aren't as beat up as we were hoping for either. I was listening to Detroit radio, and they're coming in pretty healthy.
Their they are.
Core is healthy. Their offensive line, I believe, is healthy. So we'll see. I still got high hopes. I still got good feelings, and I'm watching the TV up here as we speak. And Jordan Love, almost 2,500 yards, and he's got 20 TDs and 11 picks. He's tightened up, and he's having a year.
He is. He is.
We'll see. They're showing Deion Branch right now, 67 tackles, four picks, and 13 passes defended through 11 games.
Well, let's just think about what we talked about is the pass rush, and that's just something we have to see right off the bat. I mean, there's no secret to success of winning this game, Hitch. It's the offense runs the ball immediately, runs the ball with David Montgomery. Don't start with Jahmyr Gibbs, right? You start with David Montgomery, and Amon-Ra St. Brown has to immediately get involved in the game. This is something where we have a formula of how to start powerful at home. There's no secret to that. On the defensive side, it's going to be one of those. I think the first 3 outings for the defense is going to be kind of like, wait and see. Yeah, I know what they're capable of. I know what to expect, but there's a lot of new jerseys that I'm going to be chasing down, watching.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got new could be starters on defense. We still got, let's talk about Laporta, dude. Like he's not having a bad season by traditional tight end standards, but his numbers are way down, and I just keep waiting for him to break out.
Well, he did have 2 touchdowns on Thanksgiving, but yeah, I know what you mean. You're waiting.
It's the volume.
You're waiting for him to be the big over the top target over the middle field where he's open magically on the 40-yard line and just takes off. I get what you're saying. The wheel route, we talked about it. Now, this might be the game because you've seen J-Mo. They peeled back that onion, like I've said a little bit on J-Mo. And the only thing we've seen with Laporta, end zone.
Yeah.
Red zone touchdowns, which is awesome. Like you said, traditionally.
I think he still has like 400 yards. He's got his touchdowns now. Traditionally, he's solid.
You're just saying when you're comparing him to like that hybrid tight end wide receiver, Kyle Pitts.
When you look at what he did last year, what we thought he was going to do this year, his fantasy ADP, his projected target share percentage, all those numbers are skewed and off. He's still a quality player. He still can block for a guy that is so athletic and not the biggest tight end in the league. He can block. He gets himself downfield. He's a decoy for sure. But it's confusing to me because it's not like we're just waiting to unlock this next level. It's not like we're waiting to unlock this key cog to our offense that we're holding back until we are in the playoffs or whatever. We know what he can do, and it doesn't look to me like they're scheming against him. It doesn't look to me like defenses are trying hard to take him out of the game. It's just maybe this is just truly a sophomore slump. I don't know.
Well, let's pay attention to him. I want to start doing that. Let's pay attention to him.
Yep.
Keep an eye on where they're lining him up at. I mean, we've seen a lot out of a bunch of players, and this one guy. I think you're right. We need to look at more. We need to talk about more.
Yeah, all of a sudden I feel like compelled to actually like seek out some film I think he's running crisp routes. He's not dropping balls. He's not pulling a Eric Ebron on us or a
It's
Kyle
not a
Pitts
lack
on
of
us.
a performance. Wow, man.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah, names I try to forget, dude.
Ebron sucks.
Ebron sucks.
Yeah, that was
Ebron sucks.
dude, I'm not even gonna lie, when Twitter was first a thing and he left, I took to Twitter and just harassed him because he's one of the players who just openly shit talked this organization when he left.
Yep. And, I took some heat online and on Reddit mainly during the draft when we took Ebron. And I posted on Reddit, how do you not take Sam Donald or Aaron Donald? I believe that was the Odell Beckham draft as well. Like there was just guys on that board that went on to be Hall of Famers and Donald, the best at his position potentially ever. And with that higher draft pick of what, 8th? We might
And
up
who
with
did we
Eric
have at the
Ebron.
time too on the defensive line?
Interior?
Yeah, that's when we still had Sue, correct?
I believe we had Sue.
Because we were looking for his replacement, and that was in theory
Nick Fairley.
Yeah, Nick Fairley.
Yeah,
out of Auburn. Big old potbelly Nick Fairley,
who turned into a good player once he got out of here. And even Eric Ebron had a little bit of a resurgence when he got out of Detroit. He had 2 good years, I believe, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he did.
That speaks to the ineptitude throughout the organization at the time.
Well, I think that's going to be an off-season task that we need to talk about, because I can see us going down a 50-minute, 60-minute rabbit hole of just...
Yeah, this is true. All we got out here to do
naming those
apologize.
Players. Yeah, and look what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going deep down into some PTSD.
Dude, I'm still just keeping an eye on this pregame here on Prime, and we have a league-high 13 defensive players on IR. I knew
that's
it was
what I'm
bad.
saying.
Yeah, I knew it was
out.
bad. That's just on the defense, man.
But here's my point, though. It's the story that they keep wanting to talk about, right? So let's look at this from a like a TV show, right? Realistically, there's always seems to be a narrative, especially with the primetime games. They like to hype up some type of narrative. So you've got this Lions team that's 11-1, that's on a 10-game winning streak, and playing at home. They keep saying, this is what pisses me off. They keep saying, well, the Lions don't really need to win this game, right? So they're already laying out this narrative that Green Bay might come in and win by like a field goal or win by, 2 points, like a missed opportunity in the second quarter, right? So that's what I don't like about this. But I made a comment in our episode where I said, I kind of like to be villainized, right? We want to be villainized. So maybe this is going to work with us.
Well, and some of that is just the talking points, right? There has to be an angle and a narrative for every game. And what's sad is that they're not nationally, all these douchebags that get paid all this money to talk sports all day. They're not approaching it from the angle of this is potentially on paper one of the better Thursday night football games of all time. I mean, we have 2 good teams firing on all cylinders, getting ready to play on prime time with first place in the division up for grabs, and they're choosing to talk about our injuries, and they're choosing to kind of, like you said, lay the groundwork for it's okay if Detroit loses this game. Let's talk about the fact that if this game lives up to half the hype, it's going to be fucking fantastic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is this the curtain call on the NFC North? Is this the game where they come out no doubt?
Maybe. I mean, we've already seen it, though. We've seen what they can do to subpar or mediocre teams like Dallas. I don't think Seattle's that bad of a team, and we ran a train on Seattle finally. We've seen what they can do. We already have 2 divisional wins under our belt, one by the skin of our teeth, but there's just no reason to think that the Packers are favored, that we are almost, from this national perspective, expected to lose this game. We are at home. We're on the hottest streak we've ever been on I mean, could you imagine a few years ago during a different regime, somebody saying to you, look into the future, you're going to be watching prime time NFC North football. The Lions are 11-1 through 12 weeks, and the division is still up for grabs.
No, you're right. And I think that's so I should have started it off with 2 weeks ago. The entire staff, everybody picked the Lions, and they said, "Seriously, did we all just pick the Lions?"
What
And I
world are
felt
we in?
like, and I felt like when I was watching pregame, and there's two analysts that picked the Packers, that it almost felt very scripted, and that's where I'm getting at, is to where it it's not a team where they all want to at week in and week out, like it's the Chiefs or it's the Patriots,
fucking
where they all
Patriots.
want to love. They're saying, hey, with this Lions team, we know they're going to win, but like, hey, let's put a little heat out there, little fight, little grit. Let's put some. We don't want to build this up as it's going to just be a one-sided game, right? So there is this love into Jordan Love right now. There is
Yep.
some love for Jordan Love.
You got to remember, too, I mean, sports is for entertainment.
Exactly.
And these commentators, similar to, I don't know, pick one, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, pick one. There has to, if you're setting up a panel for a debate, there has to be a contrarian, right? So is it Howie Long next Sunday? Is it Terry, if he can remember to put his teeth in? There has to be a contrarian. So
the contrarian used to be, oh, the Lions are such a joke that, oh my God, I can't believe they're actually winning. And now it's like, guys, we know this is a great team. We've got to put out a couple opponents where we can talk a little shit.
Yeah. In the past, the contrarian in my example would have been whoever picked the Lions to win. And they would just give them a bunch of shit and say, well, I'm not taking any gambling advice from you, but we're legit. We're on national TV. We fucked up a little bit, but I think going back to why we're doing this, to explain ourselves with this egregious fucking mistake that we made. We're at home. We're a good team. And everything that we said about this game, I stand by. Mistake aside, I stand by it. Besides for the fact of the weather and the away crowd. Everything else I said and you said, I think rings true. We got to run the ball. We got to win the time of possession. We got to mitigate the turnovers, of course. We got to get both running backs going. We'll look to get Laporta mixed in. Everything that we said is true.
It is. Still a great day to be a Lion. I mean, this is still a game where I'm looking for any type of last minute news, and it's all one pride, fire up, one pride, let's frickin' go. I feel like you're right, man. It's still, like you said, all we did was screw up the location of the game. Everything else we talked about, the keys to winning the game, what we expect out of this team, what we expect out of the fan base. I don't know. Let's count how many green jerseys, if you can find one there.
Yeah,
because
dude.
I can guarantee you they weren't flooding into Ford Field right now like we would have been flooding anywhere else.
Well, and the Packers don't have an Aaron Rodgers or a Brett Favre right now. They have a good They have a good quarterback trending up. Looks like he's going to be good for a long time, I think. But you used to go to Lions games and you'd see, fourth graders with their dads in their Brett Favre jerseys, right?
Yeah.
Just like you'd go to a Steelers Cardinals game and see a Troy Aikman jersey, right? They don't have that. We do, right? You see Hutchinson jerseys all over the place. 16 is popular. Branch jerseys are all over the place.
There's Laporta jerseys everywhere. I've seen Jack Campbell jerseys. There's
Penny Sewell jerseys for sure.
There's a list. Alicia even asked me. She's like, "What other jerseys, would you be interested in?" And up until like literally this year, I would have said, Barry Sanders. That's it.
Right? Yeah, Calvin Johnson.
If that.
You don't want to throw.
Man, I started going down a list, right? And one that Alicia even said was, she's like, Lance Aloni would be a good one too. I'm like, that would be a great jersey too to wear.
Would. Yeah, I would. If I was a jersey guy, I would buy a Jack Campbell jersey in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you some type of swag because you were pretty
I'm,
deep in how many hoodies you should be wearing right now. Of
Yeah, I'm
the
just
Fan Forum logo.
North facing it again. Yeah, we got to get some branded stuff, and my wife has that Cricut or Beetle machine or whatever, and
I would wear one.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
would
would
definitely
too.
wear one. I know I could get some people to wear one.
Yeah, put a hashtag and a QR right on that fucking thing, and let them wear it to work.
Dude, get a couple hats, get a couple beanies,
Couple beanies, yeah.
Yep.
Some cock rings.
Oh man, I was gonna say something and I said, "No, dude, you've had 2 glasses
Shadow
of wine
ban.
tonight. You've had 2 glasses of wine tonight with your dinner. Don't get too loose lipped."
We'll tag this one with the explicit E, right?
Yeah, no shadow ban.
No
They're all
shadow
actually
ban.
tagged, not meant for children. Actually, I should say.
Just because we tend to talk like sailors, myself included. The more Rolling Rocks I have, start talking like the good fellas.
Well, speaking of Goodfellas, man, we got about 10 minutes before this game's on, so I'm gonna hop back up there and put this bad boy out into the universe before there's a coin toss. What do you think?
Before we make another mistake that we have to get on and apologize for.
Yeah, we're getting real close.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I got the shop warm here. Got some cold beers. I'm gonna be out here if you want to test out this live theory at some point. You want to pop on and analyze a couple of drives or something, just hit me up. I'll be around.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep everything available. So
Yeah.
we'll touch base at halftime.
Yeah, let's hope it's a game at halftime or a Lions blowout at halftime, and we can get on and gloat.
Jason told me this morning while he was half asleep that the Lions are going to win and it's going to be a blowout. So,
dude, if we're up by 21 or 28 at halftime, you call me up. We'll get on, and I will just devour a whole wheel of cheese live on our channel. So
fair enough.
Yeah,
I'll hold you to it.
Yeah, buddy. All right, you have fun. Tell the weasel I said hey, and
Will do.
Hit me up if there's something we're talking about.
Peace.
See you.